Hello there.
General Kenobi!
In case you've been wondering, no, I haven't been hiding. Yes, that game against the Lions was a swift kick in the nuts. Again. Yar. I've just been busy getting back to real life, and I will explain to you in today's video. Offensive output right now about even. 87 for the Bears, 83 for the Lions. 83.
83.
Fact machine.
So during week 1 and leading into week 2, I got to enjoy being on vacation. But of course, real life calls, and unfortunately I had to go back to my full-time job. And I found out very quickly that working a full-time job and being a full-time YouTuber aren't necessarily compatible. So therefore I'm going to dial back on the demands that I place upon myself and remind myself that I'm just trying to have fun here. I was busy this week doing a little adulting and attending a concert.
I love you too.
But now I'm back to bring you some of my brief thoughts on the Bears after week 2, as well as my week 3 power rankings. The biggest takeaways I had from the game against Detroit on Sunday is that the Bears defense has regressed. This is extremely concerning because we knew that it was going to take some time for the offense to get going under Ben Johnson. But Dennis Allen inherited a defense that was not giving up 50 burgers under Matt Eberflus at any point over the last 3 seasons. So to say the defensive performance to start the season has been concerning to say the least. For starters, it would appear that the Bears rushed Jaylon Johnson and TJ Edwards back too soon from their injuries, as they both re-injured their previous injuries. Making matters worse, Jaylon Johnson's injury has him listed out indefinitely, and possibly season-ending. Also, Kyler Gordon is still not practicing, and has yet to appear in a game this season. This leaves the Bears secondary, which I thought would be a strength of this team this season, in complete shambles. And with a defensive line led by Montez Sweat, who has 0 sacks so far this season, generating 0 pressure, the Bears have gone 2 for 2 so far in generating NFC Offensive Players of the Week in J.J. McCarthy and Jared Goff. To say the least, things are not looking up for this Bears defense, and the special teams has not performed any better. And that concludes my fatalism for this week. We won't be addressing the Bears again until my live stream during the game, which takes place at 3:25 on Sunday afternoon. And I certainly hope that you will join me for that contest. Alright, with that nonsense out of the way, let's get to the top 10. This week we only had one team drop out of the top 10, and that would be the Minnesota Vikings. I was highly impressed with these Vikings after week 1, and then they did a 180 in week 2, making me wonder just how bad this Bears defense really is. I've certainly not lost faith in this team, as it is very well coached under Kevin O'Connell, so I expect to see the Vikings have a bounce back. At number 10, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Things are looking just about as bad as they possibly can for Patrick Mahomes and company, and I'm leaving them on this list this week simply out of respect. But if they go out and lose again this week, they are off this list, and there is no telling when they may end up back on it. Xavier Worthy is expected to return this week, so good luck to the Chiefs, and you better not drop one to the New York Giants. At number 9, we have the Denver Broncos. They remain at the number 9 spot again this week, but for a doinked field goal, they'd be sitting at 2-0 right now. No faith lost in the Broncos squad right now. At number 8, we have the Washington Commanders. Another team that remains unchanged from their ranking last week. This is still a good team and one of the top contenders of the NFC. It just unfortunately ran into a buzzsaw of the Green Bay Packers defense. At number 7, we have the Detroit Lions. I had dropped them off the list after their performance in Green Bay after week 1, but then after hanging a 50 burger on my beloved Bears, they get to go right back on this list. And again, making me wonder just how bad our Bears defense really is. At number 6, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've moved up a slot this week, and I'm just starting to wonder when everyone's going to start realizing that Baker is an elite quarterback. At number 5, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. This is another team that moved up a spot from last week. Just overall impressive performance, and Jim Harbaugh is currently squeezing every ounce of greatness that he possibly can out of Justin Herbert. And I especially like the swagger he showed when he was arriving to the game this week. At number 4, I have the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this is a team that did drop one spot in my rankings. Not due to anything that they did, but momentarily you will understand why they dropped in the rankings. At number 3, the Buffalo Bills. Again, nothing that they did that caused them to drop in the rankings. It's the team that I'm about to put at the number 2 spot that caused them to drop in the rankings. The Buffalo Bills continue to go as Josh Allen goes, and I cannot in good conscience put them above the team that I have listed at number 2 in the Green Bay Packers. I cannot tell you how much this pains me to say that the Green Bay Packers are the second best team in the league right now, and possibly the best team in the league. And the only reason that I don't have them listed at number 1 is because until the Eagles lose, I refuse to move them from the number 1 spot. And there you have it. That's my top 10 going into week 3. As always, I preface all my football thoughts with the fact that I'm an idiot and you should take nothing I say seriously. But until we meet again, I ask you to please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with all your football crazy friends.